Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. Last week's video ended abruptly and ended with words on a screen, so there will be health and life updates. At the start of this video, I'll do my best to give you guys timestamps so that you can get straight to the reading if that's what you're here for, or straight to the readathon, or if you guys just would like to stay for the health stuff, there's that. So I'll leave all of the timestamps for whatever, so you guys can jump around as you please or teleport as you please. I did want to mention that yes, last week's video ended abruptly because of health reasons, and now we are starting abruptly in the middle of the week with this vlog, also because of health recovery and success. So it's been a little chaotic over here. It's probably going to remain chaotic. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the vibes. Just a real quick IRL physical update. I am just very happy to be back and sitting in front of a camera, to be able to speak first and foremost, but also to be able to read. I really haven't, until yesterday, which was Tuesday, picked up a book in so long because my head was hurting, and that really sucked for me because I really started not being able to read, I would say, like Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and that was prior to face-off week, and I was actually so excited. Even in my delirious state, I rolled for the game 3 rolls because my die decided to choose chaos, and so did I. I'll show you guys the roll and also the board, and I'll do like maybe a little miniature icon on Canva, maybe a little dragon, maybe toothless, if I can find exactly toothless, or just a dragon for toothless, and I'll show you guys like the thought process. I played the game, and unfortunately Friday and Saturday, which were the face-off, and a little bit of Sunday, I was dying very slowly, and I barely functioned at work. And you're probably thinking, if you're dying and literally so sick that others probably can hear you coughing and hacking, maybe, I don't know, it might be wise to not go to work, and you'd be right. I do kind of regret going to work now, but at the time, I thought I was just getting over it. It did look on Saturday like there was a little ray of hope. I started to feel like my wet cough was going to dry cough, and it was hitting that 7 to 10 day mark, and I was just like, oh, this one just lasted a little bit longer, but no, it kept and it lingered, and then Sunday was just awful, and then Monday morning was death. But thankfully, I had already scheduled a doctor's appointment on Monday. So Monday morning, went to the appointment, took forever to get in because there was a issue with the system. There was only one person able to be at the front and do everything, which, bless her heart, like, we were all just like, it's totally fine, like, we're just here. We have time at the moment. Like you're doing good, hun. And we all finally got in, and I was able to get in and figure out some meds. So that was good. But we also were afraid for my reaction because I am an allergy baby and react very quickly. My mom was just like, I mean, you're allergic to base things in shots, which is why I had never gotten any shots at all, because if I get a shot, I have more chance of dying from the shot than I have at dying from the actual disease. Never got shots. That's the point. Never had really hard meds. Never really needed it. So my mom was a little concerned about the reaction to the meds, and she's like, you react right away. And I don't think many people in your life at the moment would know how to handle that. I was able to stay with my mom for the next few days. I'm still staying with my mom currently. And so she helped me out Monday night and yesterday, and no bad reaction to the meds. In fact, positive reactions. I'm sitting here able to speak, and last night I was able to actually read. So that was great. Like, I did not read for a solid few days, almost a week. And that's sad because that's something that I love to do, and it's something that I've been very much involved in, and I really like reading. And it was also at a time where I was so excited to get into a particular book because of the readathon, but I did need to focus on my health. So that's kind of what's been going on health-wise, and yeah. But let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into the reading, shall we? This is going to be vlog number 3 of the Amazing Readathon, hosted by Bree from 4 Paws in a Book, and the Amazing Readathon is based loosely on the Amazing Race. You can make it competitive, you can make it non-competitive. There is a team for the non-competitive, just here for the vibes people, and there is definitely many a team for the competitive reader. And you can hop in at any time, and you can just backlog all of the books that you have for the competitive side, or just be for vibes with the non-competitive, whichever you may choose. So yeah, that's amazing. I have decided to be on Team Lore Keepers, and we are doing very well, I think, so far. Like, I've been in the Discord as much as I can, but also I've been sick, so I probably missed so much. I don't know if we're in freaking first place or if we're in freaking last place, but competitive readathons are really just to get the vibe of the community and just amplify it that much more. Just like readers doing their thing, sharing their love of books, sharing their ratings, sharing life stuff. I mean, just like a whole vibe. Like, it's truly vibes in competitive readathons more than it ever truly is competition, if that makes any sense. My team leads for Lore Keepers are Leandra, the TBR0, and Katie from I Would Rather Be Reading. I am so sorry. I said the wrong channel name last time, which is why I had to silence myself and put the right name on the screen. So that is my apologies, but I found the right name this time. There's a lot going on right now. So the last leg that I have been made aware of was leg 6. And I still saw people talking about leg 6. So I'm just going to go with it. And for right now, just say we are on leg 6. Ketterdam. The trailers. When I tell you the trailers are the best part of this entire experience, I'm just like, oh, yes, yes. Give me more, give me more. But you guys, the most like psychic, shocking part for me was when I made my TBR. Next, for the prompts, takes place in a large city. Finally, we are getting right back into this book. 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. The very book that gave us Ketterdam. Am I psychic or am I psychic? To have this be the book that features this leg, there is no way that I would trade out this book for another for this prompt ever. So we are going to continue, yes, you did hear me right, continue reading Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, because last night when I picked up a book, this was the book that I picked up because I want Ketterdam. And I think that it is so amazing that amidst me picking out books for this prompt, and of the 10 books that I chose, this is the book that featured the world of the leg that we're in. I just think it's too perfect. I think it's too perfect. So we're gonna stick with this book, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, for this prompt. And I say we're gonna stick with this book because I have some power cards, and there is a power card that I now possess that states that I can switch out any book that I have chosen, and it counts for the prompt. So for me, I'm thinking, okay, I still have leg 2. See where we're going with this? So leg 2 was bestie. And the prompt for that was to read a book with a dangerous word in the title. I'll give you guys the exact prompt. My last book that I had for this prompt was The Wicked King by Holly Black. And while I started this book, I am so tempted by a different one. And this I was going to read as one of the prompts for the 48-hour face-off. She was dreaming of health at the time, and she didn't get to read. Love how I'm speaking about myself as a third person, sort of. And so I want to read this book now because this is a book that I really just want to get my hands on and really just sit and digest. And I feel like it's going to be one of those books that I just can't really put on camera my experience, because I'm noticing there are certain books where I'm just like, I can give you a reaction and something to say every 10 pages. And I'm pretty sure with this book that I'm going to choose, I can do that. But I feel like I just want it to be one of those ones that I read off cam and then just like bring the entire experience and the thoughts as its own almost review rather than a vlog, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's making sense, but I feel like this is where this book is leading me, where this world may lead me. So I'm gonna stop building up the suspense for it. I am switching out by power of the power card, The Wicked King by Holly Black, for Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I think this is going to be a book that is going to have me feeling a lot, but I don't think I want to document all of the raw feelings. I think I just want to feel them so that I could feel them as they're going along and then come to you guys as they are kind of being articulated, thought through. I think there are certain feelings and certain emotions and certain thoughts that come to mind while I'm reading where I'm just like, there are certain times where I think it's okay to not have a camera documenting the entire thing so that I can come on and articulate the emotion well. Like, I don't mind showing the emotion. I'm going to be emotive about it. I just always am. But I feel like this is one that deserves that type of respect for it. Just right out the gate, just because of how I feel, particularly about this world and about the people in it. Like, I have raged in my head for so long, and then I got the chance to talk about it, specifically in President Snow and my very verbal dislike of him. The few times that I did, I think it came across the way that it needed to, But I think you can only say so many times in so many ways, I hate this character, I hate this character, I hate this character, without giving it any more depth or any more reason, to where I think I'm just beating a dead horse at this point. So I think I'll just insert my thoughts about the world and why I didn't read a particular book of the series, why I maybe raged a little bit on this character, why I am so kind of sad and disappointed that we didn't get the true depiction of kids in that arena. Because I feel like we got, like in the movies specifically, I feel like we got actors trying to play kids even at my age. Like when these movies came out, tiny little flex here. When these movies came out, my parents, for my birthday, because my birthday is in November, they would rent out the entire theater. So they would rent out a theater room. Not the entire theater, my goodness. A theater room. I actually don't know how they did this, by the way, but they would rent out the theater room. There would be a few rows for the people that I would invite, and those would be free. And then they would sell out the other tickets to, like, the adults of the kids, or to family of the kids or whomever that they knew, but made it so that the environment was like more, it was like families, extended families of the people that we knew. And we would have a party at the house prior. My mom's a baker, so she would make these really cool cakes. I'll have to insert some pictures or something. Like one was, the one that I remember the most was the one that I am finding and flashing across the screen at the moment. Like just beautiful, gorgeous. And I mean, this was after the first movie came out, and I just loved it. Like I read the series in a day, and then we like watched the first movie, fell in love with it, and then we did it 3 years in a row in succession after, for every time the movies came out, because they would come out every year on November. So that is what would happen. So, okay, mini flex done. We would watch all of these movies, and even at that time, I didn't see kid when I saw people in this arena. Like, I saw people fighting for their life. I saw a few that looked like kids. Like Rue, I was so grateful that she looked as young as she did. Prim, same thing. There were a few other outlier districts, tributes that looked young, that actually looked the age of a teen. But our main characters didn't look young, and that kind of bothered me. And it still bothers me to this day. Like, I mean, back then I couldn't really tell you the deeper implication behind it for me, but now I could say it bugs me because I didn't see teen dealing with it. And that bugs me because I felt like being a kid going through that, sorry teens, but you know, technically still kid. Even in the adult world, you know, you hit 18, yes, you're adult, but like, I didn't feel adult till later on in my 20s, okay? Not even in my late teens. But, you know, these are supposed to be kids below the age of 18. And they're just like being thrust into an arena and saying, hey, kill each other. And the damage that that does to them, and just it's so astronomically worse when we remember that, and it may be a lot to actually see it, so maybe that's why, you know, we try to age up the characters as much as possible, especially for stuff like that. But I feel like we take off the weight a little bit more when we try to make it, dare I say, digestible for an audience. And yeah, I could be wrong. I could be the only person who thinks this, but I don't know. I felt that way in the Hunger Games. I felt that way in the Maze Runner. Like, I wasn't seeing kids. I mean, Chuck was the only one that was a kid in my eyes. Like, I remember freaking Will Poulter. Okay, I remember him as, like, do y'all remember him as Eustace in Narnia? If you guys haven't seen him in Narnia, he went from this to freaking this. I mean, that happens. Clearly, he exists. But there's a difference in my head of what's going on here, you know? And that's just for like anything. And when I see this, and when I see a movie that actually stars kids as kids, teens as teens, and then I see the movies that aged up the characters, I am reminded acutely of why I appreciate the kids and the teens being kids and teens. And that's because the impact is there. The impact has all the weight behind it. Not saying that there's no weight in the Hunger Games series. Heck, I think we all, at some point, we all are just moved. Okay, so that, you know, that's not to say that it didn't do its job, but I think some more impact probably would have done something, because remember, Katniss was 16 the first time she held Rue as she died. 17 when Peeta created the art to mourn her, to show this capital, hey, you did that. You did that. Now face it. (16 to 18). And they know the importance of life. They are mad and they want revenge. Bad enough to fight off an entire system, almost with, at the start, no fear, seemingly. Of course there was fear. They were terrified. They were kids. But it's like, okay, now you've killed a 12-year-old. Someone's gonna go down today. As they should. That riot for Rue's death, that meant something. And that, wasn't that impactful to see her as she was, a child, gone because of a stupid system. And then to see the entire district revolt. Wasn't that powerful? It meant something, and there was an impact there. Not to say that any of the other deaths didn't mean a darn thing. Heck, every district should have revolted. There were a few kids in there that looked like kids that I would hope their districts revolted in much the same way too when their tribute died. I would hope. But there is a power and there is an impact there that I believe could have gone just so much further in media. And I think there's a sense that it's very real, which is why it's harder to portray that on screen. And I do understand that. I do understand that you need to be impactful and respectful at the same time. So, you know, aging up probably helps with that. But I also think it can add a lot more of the right impact in the right way and can be done respectfully and in a way that's not gory or grotesque or just awful for most audience members. I don't know. There's just something about that. So again, this world brings a lot for me, not just about the hatred of a character or of a societal structure. So I think that this will be something where I want it to be private and I want to feel and I want to rant and I want to rage to myself and figure it out and then be able to articulate it in a helpful piece rather than just a very emotive, very emotional, very all over review. So Yes, anyways, so I am going to be switching out the Wicked King by Holly Black for Sunrise on the Reaping. We still have to get to the Capitol, and I am still slowly but surely getting through Pan's Labyrinth. I don't have the blue cover, but it's supposed to be over the top. I do think, though, that you could technically consider this over the top as well. These are the books that we are going to be reading to stay on track / catch up. And it's not the end of the week, so we are gonna have more legs, we are gonna have more books, we are gonna be using more power cards. I have 6 power cards in the queue. I already used one for the Switch, so I think I still have 5 power cards, if I'm not mistaken, in queue. We're gonna use them. I'm just needing to figure out how I want to strategically do all of the things. So yes, but for now, that's the TBR, that's what's happening, that's everything caught up. I have done no legs, no roadblocks, no fun little activities, no sightseeing, no reading of any kind. I'm kind of just trying to heal and recover, and I think I'm doing okay with that. And so now I'm going to sign off, get some lunch, do some editing and uploading, and then I will check in the Discord of what needs to be done with the readathon. I'm actually feeling a whole lot better. I technically should be at work today. I am listening to my body, and I am just kind of staying home and resting. So that's the plan, Stan, and let's get started. See you guys when I have things to update on. Hi guys, good morning. We are in my mom's kitchen. Today I am gonna try to go in for my 11.5-hour shift at Amazon. I am a logistics coordinator there, so my job is basically therapy for drivers, and clicking buttons. So it's not overly taxing on my body or on my mental, so I should be okay. The real test is gonna be how long I can physically stay up right now, because my stamina has kind of left the chat. So we'll see what happens there. I'm gonna try today. But anyways, I did want to let you guys know that I did look at the Discord last night after I did my editing thing, and there was no new leg. There was, however, a roadblock assignment, and I did do that. Here it is, and I got 200 points for my team, so I am very excited about that. I'm still able to help with points even when I literally could not read. I read 0 pages yesterday, unfortunately, but we're hoping to do some reading today, and I'm hoping to get a little bit more into Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and then I'm also hoping to, if not that book, get into Pan's Labyrinth. I'll put up the actual cover of it. This is for the prompt for the Capitol, which is to read a book with the over-the-top cover. Six of Crows was for Keter Dam, and that is the prompt to read a book with a large city in it. These are the books that I am hoping to at least read for the legs that I already have. I think maybe leg 7 just dropped this morning. I'm not entirely sure. I was seeing in the chat no leg 7 yet. I'm not entirely sure, but then I'm seeing a lot of at announcements, which means, okay, there's new route information, there's new polls, there's new info that our leads are coming out with, that the organizer is coming out with. We're not getting first tips on the info here. We're just kind of chugging along and just seeing things as they happen. Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna just keep chugging along with these, and we'll see what happens tomorrow and what new information for the readathon comes out, but I will let you know as I know. We have our books of choice. Everything is ready to go, and it is that time. So I will be heading off now and signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next update. first coffee in It's a beautiful morning. I am just getting over my sickness. I thought it would be a great idea to, before work, go to a place I used to frequent quite a lot and now not so much, and that is Dutch Bros for my first coffee in days. Like, I kid you not, the past 5 days, I have not touched any coffee. I did want to get some coffee, but like coffee, not like those sugary desserts that pass for coffee. I highly doubt there's actually coffee in the fraps that I get from Starbucks. I actually wanted coffee though this morning. I got just a plain mocha with an extra shot of espresso. It already comes with 2, so they added a 3rd. And yes, it will be needed and much necessary for the rest of the day. This is a monumentous occasion, guys. It truly is. Just getting the straw. The most obnoxious type of neon, let me tell you. But it's fine. It's fine. I didn't buy it for the aesthetics. I've missed you. 10 out of 10, do recommend. Good morning. We are back with another reading update, and we have more information from our amazing host. We are now on leg 7, and you guys, this next destination I want so bad, and that is Camp Half-Blood. And for the prompt, we have to read a book with a godly word in the title of some kind, and unfortunately I left like half of my TBR back at my apartment because I already had like 6 books packed, and most of them were for the TBR already for past legs and stuff. So I probably will be using power-up cards. I'll also probably be using my local library that is close to my mom's house because it's all one story and I can relatively function well for a longer period of time standing and walking on just one level, then also having to hike up so many flights of stairs and then getting all of those books and then hiking back down. Unfortunately, I don't have a plan for that particular destination, but I do have some reading updates. Let me share with you guys. We got further along in Pan's Labyrinth, and I am really loving the setup, the storyline. It reads very quickly, which is another thing that I love. So I am hoping to make a bigger dent in this today. I also have a few other books that are packed in my backpack. Well, actually, oh, that one is my devotional. Never mind. I mean, that is still a book, and that is still something that I am reading, but that's like not for the readathon and the TBRs. So I only have one other book, and that is 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I am using this one for Ketterdam, and I am using Pan's Labyrinth for the capital. I finally looked back over the announcement video and also went into the Google Doc, and I know what the power-up cards are. I also know the ones that I have available as well through the readathon and winning them, or just giving freebies, which is always so fun. So I have the cards at my disposal. I just am trying to best strategize where I want to put them, how I'm going to use them based on the books that I know I'm actually going to be able to read. I'm not going to be able to read all 10. That's just a fact of life. But I am in the middle of a few books, and I have another book that I know I can get through relatively quickly because it is a manga. It's also one of my favorite series of the year so far. So I think I'll be able to at least get maybe 3 more books in, and with those 3 books, I want to use those power cards to their fullest and to help my team get the most points. So strategizing, figuring that out, and figuring out what I want to do with the other legs as well, because I have a few power-ups that will allow me to read whatever I want. And if I can find some really cool books at the library, I might read those as well. So I don't know, we shall see. It is getting very, very hot in this car. My AC is not on, and because I'm not fighting with the AC for volume, I do need to go in for work now and all of the good things. So everything is telling me to get out of the car right now. So I'm gonna stop talking now, and I will give you guys that I am hoping to read a little bit more of this and a little bit more of this, and we'll see if anything else happens along the way today, and if I do a roadblock and or any other side quest activity. I missed the last one, which is hilarious because the activity was to read for 20 minutes, like complete silence. I did that last night, but I missed that opportunity because the change in destination happened also that same day, so that was unfortunate, but that's okay. That's okay. I did get the roadblock at least for Keter Dam, so those points will be added, and there may be another roadblock or activity that I could do for this next one. So I'll let you guys know as I do that, but that is the plan. That is what's happening. I am very excited. I'm very hot as well, and so I need to get out of this very, very hot car. See you guys for the next update, which is probably more than likely going to be tomorrow. So see you guys at the next update or tomorrow, whichever comes first.